Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with the 8:30 Hunter News update. Structural engineers will be brought in to assess the integrity of a two-storey building in Newcastle West, which has been destroyed in an overnight fire. Crews arrived at the Romani's Rug Gallery in Parry Street at about 11:30 to find the two-storey brick building well alight. It's taken firefighters more than 4 hours to douse the flames, with 3 crews remaining on scene to mop up hotspots. Senior firefighter James Reid says Parry Street remains closed between Stewart and Tudor Streets.
Throughout the night and continuing today, we've had over 40 firefighters working hard to bring this fire under control and also protect a number of neighbouring properties. The building suffered significant fire damage and some potential structural damage. Crews have established a bit of a collapse zone on Parry Street.
Police say the cause of the fire is not yet known and forensic officers will inspect the site as soon as it's safe to do so. Stockton residents are bracing for another day of big seas with a hazardous surf warning issued for the Hunter Coast. Newcastle staff and contractors have spent the last few days sandbagging the Stockton beachfront to protect nearby homes. The Weather Bureau says wave heights up to 3.5 metres are expected. Meanwhile, a minor flood warning is current for the Wollombi Brook at Bulga, which is expected to reach a peak of 3 metres by around 10 this morning. And farmers along the Pages and Isis river systems and downstream along the Hunter River at Muswellbrook and Denman are being advised to move equipment and livestock to higher ground, with river heights expected to swell by about 2.5 metres. Labor MPs are urging the government to introduce a paid pandemic leave scheme to encourage workers to get tested and self-isolate across the Hunter in New South Wales. Victoria recently introduced a $300 payment to workers awaiting test results, following news 90% of positive cases did not self-isolate after having symptoms. Shadow Health Minister Ryan Park says people shouldn't have to choose between following health advice and putting food on the table.
A lot of people being forced to go back to work to try and make ends meet, even though they may unfortunately be carrying the virus. They often put food on the table in the family home, but we need people who are waiting on test results to stay at home if we're going to try and get on top of this.
4 lower Hunter councils have been awarded millions of dollars in state and federal funding to upgrade local roads. $12.3 million is going to Lake Macquarie, Cessnock, Maitland and Port Stephens councils. In Lake Macquarie, $1.4 million will be spent on upgrading Racecourse Road at Teralba, while a further $2.2 million will go towards widening the notorious Rutleys Road at YE, the scene of several fatal crashes in recent years. A condition of the funding requires councils to deliver the projects within 2 years. A brand new Seafood Industry Australia initiative to help tackle mental health issues in the commercial fishing industry is being piloted in Newcastle. The $600,000 program will provide primary health networks and industry advocates with training and resources to address the sector's high levels of psychological stress. Acting CEO Veronica Papacosta says the program hopes to help seafood workers look out for the warning signs and reach out when they need mental health support.
The word mental health is quite remote. If you think about what the impacts of that is, fatigue, anger, and things that you may not understand are mental health issues. And once they're identified, being able to get people to the level of support that they need. So either the GP networks or the clinical networks that they need, or even just helping them create support networks and having a conversation.
Briefly, police have arrested a 6th teenager over the Cessnock McDonald's fire on July 19, with a 15-year-old girl due to face children's court next month.
2NURFM Sport.
In Sunday's loss to the Bulldogs, Newcastle's Connor Watson suffered a suspected ruptured Achilles tendon, which will leave him sidelined for the rest of the season. The Knights utility is in his final year of his contract, and it was only his second game back after ankle surgery, which had him out of the game for 7 weeks. Watson says Newcastle is where he wants to stay.
I think it will all work out. The club, I don't think their position will change on them wanting to keep me, but we've just got to, get through the nuts and bolts of it and work all that out. But I don't want to leave, like I've said that before. I feel like we're building something special here, and I know I'm going to come back bigger and better and stronger next year.
Lucas Morage's dream to become a professional footballer came true last week when he signed an 18-month scholarship with the Newcastle Jets. The 18-year-old made his A-League debut on Friday night against the Central Coast Mariners in a scoreless draw. The young gun says he's keen to continue developing and learn from the coaches and the older boys. And greyhound race meetings at the Gardens this Friday and Saturday are likely to be moved to Maitland or Gosford after flash flooding damaged the track over the weekend. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 45, 37, 34, 5, 44 and 12, and the supplementaries are 38 and 35. That's the latest in Hunter News. I'm Ian Crouch.